I'm going into neat nutrition mode now. Welcome to day one of Finding Food Freedom in 54321. This is my first ever mini course. And I go out and I do a lot of different kind of workshops and groups, and it's really difficult because the work that I really specialize in is food behavior. And as you can imagine, anything we want to change requires some degree of effort on both parts. However, there's also people that take on a lot of what I share, implement it, and get great results. So I felt that 5 days sequentially is giving you the best chance to apply some of this, especially as the pressure to have a summer body, beach body is probably going to be on. If you hear background noise, it's my children. I have 2 little ones. One's asleep and one is not. So first things first, there is a little bit of a lag with Facebook, but I'll keep an eye out if I can. Housekeeping. I had to just do a massive shout out to Priya, who is my coach. She's currently in her group doing a masterclass of her own. She actually inspired me and gave me the strength to do this. And if you're like, what do you mean? We become quite comfortable doing the things that we are used to. And when it came to my business, as much as I can coach all day, every day, like this might be my 4th call in a day and I'm just in it, I'm alive, I'm buzzy, and I could do this all the time. It can be difficult to go out of your comfort zone to do the necessary to attract the right people. And so I joined Priya's coaching program in Jan. So that thank you to the AA we were authentically aligned sisters. And that's everybody in the group contributed to me being here, gave me the confidence, let me try all things with them. And I might make a graphic and share it. And so it's a really important thing for me to have gratitude for everybody that's part of my journey. And then of course, there's everybody that supports me on my Facebook, on my Instagram, you showing up tonight. Like, this is a really big deal. And I'm just like I did show up. Confidentiality, like anything that's shared in the chat, please, let's respect one another's privacy. I would not divulge or share anyone's details. Let's give each other the same level of respect, because we want to make it a safe space and a safe environment for us to be able to just be like, yeah, Rav, that's how I feel. If you feel any kind of way while I go through the presentation, and non-disclosure in the sense that this is like my life's work. Literally, this is my calling. I scribble away on my own. At the moment, one-man show. I create everything. I read a number of different resources so that I can bring you the most relevant, diverse information. So please don't share this with everybody. But by all means, post me on social media. You know what I'm saying? Right, and then whatever I share does not replace medical advice. So if you do have any conditions, please do take what I say alongside that, rather than it superseding that, if that makes sense. And if you're triggered in any way, because we are talking about things that can be sensitive, you might be like, what has it got to do with that? Just tell me what to eat, Rav. I'm pretty all right. Our food behaviors they go deep. They're not just like superficial, I'm lazy, I'm fat, which you're going to learn. So anything that may trigger you about your body image or self-esteem issues, let me know, and I can support you and signpost you to the right professionals and the right people if it's something that I cannot support you with. Oh, I love seeing you. So I'm just going to look at the comments. I've got Manpreet, got Sims, Sandeep. Thank you for being here with me, everybody. And anybody that I don't know, and then confirming that you can see my screen. So I'm going to need y'all to like back me up through the process. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I mean, pretty high tempo, right? And you're all like exhausted. So we're going to take a moment. And we're just going to breathe. So we're going to do 3 breaths in through the nose, which helps break down any viruses and bacteria through the nasal cavities and nasal passage. Allows you to take a bigger breath of air, really pushing your stomach out, really filling our tummies. And then we'll breathe out through the mouth. Everyone go to their own comfortability. As most of us here are probably women of color, South Asian women. we can often be shallow breathers, dependent on any kind of residual trauma that we're carrying. So there's no right and wrong way to breathe. And this is just something we do to set the tone. So after 3 seconds, we'll breathe in together. 3, 2, 1. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Last one. In through the nose and out through the mouth. You're good. That's nice. I like it. The power of 3 deep breaths. And if you don't, head over to Instagram's as_she_intended, who has some great advice, like generally about breath and the power of breath. A reminder for everyone to pop yourselves on mute whilst we go through the journey. So today what we're going to learn, and if you see me looking that way, it's my second screen. We're going to talk about the myths and why you've been told things that do not serve you at all. We're going to look at how our eating impacts our gut, our moods, our everything. And we want to look at the start of intuitive eating and what you can do to get that ball rolling. Everyone down? Yeah? Everyone give me a thumbs up, give me a love, give me a heart, give me a yay. Let's do it. So does this sound like you? I am not going to read through all of that. I think you're going to get the gist. It's about struggling with weight loss, frustration about not knowing what works, trying something and then regaining the weight, or perhaps it's just trying something every other day of the week. Yes. Oh, I love a little heart and a thumbs up. There's a lot of issues around sustaining progress once you've followed a very hardcore plan, or perhaps even when you get there, you know, you don't feel like you've achieved what you'd set out to, and there's a discord. Well, if that's the case, you're in the right place. It goes something like this. Who recognizes this? It's like a change circle, pre-contemplation action circle. So what that was listing essentially is this, like when you wake up on Monday, who's there with me, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm ready, I'm gonna make change, I'm gonna start this plan, I'm gonna get real focused, real healthy. And then, yep, 2 days in, you've done a bit of meal prep, feeling good. Maybe you got your girls in. Yeah, you got your girls on board, everyone's feeling it. And then you go to mum's house. Or in lockdown, mum dropped food. Yeah, what happens? What's she gonna give you? She's made some sort of delightful pakore, maybe samosa, and now she's going to be like, Kala, put the kala. And you're like, Mom, I really can't. I'm on a plan. Get a plan. Translation, what plan? Just, you know, like to get, like, I'm just trying to be a bit more conscious, Mom. I'm trying to be sensible, trying to be healthy. Pata nahi, aajkal diet aduta kar jande kuriyan. Like, they just come out with anything to say, what are you on? I've made this food. I need you to eat it. So now you're in that, whoopsie. But who has ketchup? Or do you want imli? Or is it mint chutney? Because there's so many options. Now you've had a whoopsie, you're kind of like, I'm not going to eat dinner now. Like, I have really, really messed up. I'm so full. Because let's face it, did you stop at one samosa? Tell me the truth. Yeah, tell me the truth. Did you stop at 1 or 2? No, we had to go for 3. And the star with the anchor butter, yes, Kiran, all the time. And Suman, yeah, have some more. Oh, yeah, Gurdeep, I know your mum has got some special cooking skills. So then you're like, oh, do you know, I can't do it. I just can't do it. You get to the evening where you thought you weren't going to have the dinner because you ate the 3 samosa. And now you sat there and you're a bit like, oh, I am actually hungry. Bada boom, bada bing. But you didn't prepare your dinner, did you? Because you just figured these samosa are going to keep me full forever. And all of a sudden, we're just like, damn, I'm hungry. And I haven't made any food. I was going to try and avoid having dinner because we put ourselves into deprivation. We order a takeaway. Now we're off the diet big time, right? We're right down there. I can't do it. It's just me. Maybe you jumped onto social media just because you got a notification, scrolling along. You see a transformation picture. I don't have the self-control. I don't know how this person does it. I just can't do it. It's my mum, it's my husband, it's me. I've always been the bigger one. I've just got a sweet tooth. I don't have the self-control. Yeah, drop me your most limiting belief, the label you put onto yourself when this happens. And then what happens? Screw it. Yeah, might as well just have whatever I want for the rest of the week until we get to Monday and we're starting again. Yeah, that's it. This is what we call the diet cycle. Yeah, I don't have self-control, motivation, Venus said. And Shelley, like that's what I always say, I don't have the self-control. And if I ask each of you, I can guarantee in here right now, I have got successful businesswomen. You are out there doing your craft, whether you're an admin assistant in a hospital, you are there, you show up on time, you are successful in your own right. You're a great mum, the kids' packed lunches are done, their clothes are ironed, like, and now you're telling me you don't have the self-control and motivation. We're going to get to that. Let's find out what's happening. So the truth is, it's not your fault that you've ended up here. So many reasons. So I'm going to try and keep it concise because I don't know if you've picked up, like I'm mad about this stuff. This is my jam. I could talk about it all day, every day. The real problem is the food and diet industry armed with the knowledge of your psychology. Oh, what's going on here? Hubby's leaving the house, so it's a ring alarm. So tell me, what do you think of when you see these pictures? The colors, what can you almost smell and taste? Yes, oh my God. Like just looking at them, I could almost taste a Krispy Kreme in my mind, right? Yeah, yummy. And they're vibrant, and I can almost taste the sugar and the fat. And I can almost imagine the texture too. Maybe some of us are salivating a little bit. Whatever you're thinking, know that they've been positioned in that way, colored in that way, and like even photographed in that way to suck you in. But wait, before we go there, why should you listen to me? What does she know? But the Lee skinny little arms. She can't possibly know what I feel. Half Panda says there's the chocolate one is mine. Magic. Thea, which one is this one? What's that one? All right, that's it, ladies. Enough of these donuts. I love it. Good energy, good vibe tonight. I love it. I love it. I love it. I always pick up through the comments like how everyone's doing. So here I am. I've been exactly where you have been. This is me after having my first bubba. That's a very bad picture edit. I'm missing half my arm because I was holding a baby who actually you can see now because he looks nothing like his baby picture. Anyway, there was a lot going on. And even that is like my arm gusket in there. Now, was that an issue? I just had a baby? No. However, I wanted to create this happy life. And I just thought, oh, look, you know, we're a family of 3 now, but we lived with an extended family. But as me and my husband, we have a baby, like I should be really happy. Yay. What did your mom and dad tell you when you were growing up, guys? Bya karke, nyani leke. So in other words, translation, when you get married, you can. When you have your babies, when you buy your house, when you've got a nice car, all of the good stuff. Oh, eyelash in my eye. Save me. Oh, it's really painful. Right. So I know exactly how you felt because I was there and thinking, oh, I now physically don't understand this body and I've hidden behind a overly like outwardly thin body my whole life, and this just made me feel like an absolute foreigner. I tried everything. Guess why? My sister was getting married about 5 months after I had my baby or less, and I was like, I need to wear the outfit. I've got to look like that perfect mum that's got it under control, had her baby, weight dropped off like this. Bullshit. It did not drop off like that. Cube have and our insanity workout in the loft area where we would getting told off about doing that. So I tried the Chloe Madley diet. I've tried Boom Bod, the drinks. I've tried to go carb free. I've tried Slimming World. I've tried Body Coach. I've tried Slim Fast shakes, walking, hits, intermittent fasting, insanity shakes. You name it, I've tried it. What's your number one? Let's see how many of us in here have tried various plans. Let's see which one is the most popular. Oh, Manpreet, somebody just said it, my son's 12. There was a delay and all the comments came through together. Yeah, Herbalife I've heard about, Slimming World, Body Coach. So somebody has a 12-year-old baby, don't worry, you can do the things that you need to get intermittent fasting. Oh, what's carb one? I almost thought I said cabron, and I was thinking about the Queen of the South. Yes, so you're in the good company. I've done it. I'm not an alien to this. And then do you really want to know what happened after, during each of these, in the lead up to each event? I still ended up more and more unhappy. And it almost felt as if, especially after my second, am I ever going to live a life where I'm not on a plan, where I'm not constantly tracking, monitoring, scanning my food? It was so soul destroying. So I wanted to figure out, how do I eat without a plan? Ta-da! Look at his little face, my little baby. After my number 2, when I was diagnosed with postnatal depression, I really realized that I had to take things more seriously. Like, I'm talking the full works, marital drama my whole life. Like, I've been with my husband 14 years, but there was marital drama for most of that time. I had suicidal ideations. I had such trauma from my past. It was like all manifesting into this. And I knew I didn't want to go through that insanity rigmarole as the first time. So I signed up to Precision Nutrition to finally understand how I was going to get underneath the behavioral issues with my food. And supported by my cognitive behavioral therapist, I did a whole load of change. So anybody that wasn't, please go and check out Priya's group. She talks about it today. What's the number one thing you should invest in? Your next promotion, change, or a meal plan? Have a think of those 3, what you should invest in. And yeah, so fantastic. I do have a delay, but change, exactly that. And I was just like everybody else before I signed up with Priya's coaching in January. Didn't know if I was going to make that investment in myself. Kind of figured I could do it all on my own. Wanted to do it myself. But for real sustainable change, and why I'm here doing this for free, is because some people still don't think they are worth investing that money in to go through a journey. So I'll give you as many things as I can for you to facilitate that journey. But if you can, invest in change and do it with the right person. Trust your instinct. A lot of people can promise you change and give you there I am now. Woo, yeah. Living my best life. All in all, that doesn't mean I'm happy every day. Happiness every day is not a real thing. But do I live for purpose? Do I love coming here and working with you? Yeah. So the path that I took finally gave me freedom from the kind of repetitive diets. And, there's me. Yeah, keep it real, ladies. I am not promising something that's not true. I do not promise a 6-pack. Hottie husband alert. I know, puppy is looking fine. On a serious note, though, it took me to love myself, to fully embrace my life. And this is what I intend to do through my coaching. It's not meal plans. Of course, you learn how to meal prep, but the journey is all about loving and finding yourself. So 3 things that are holding you back that we're going to go through today, and what the diet and food industry are up to with those sneaky pictures of lovely donuts. I mean, look at that. Everyone's looking at it and can already taste these things. Let's dive in. So you're ready to get started? Give me a yes, give me a heart, give me a oh yeah. I've got a 9 o'clock class and they're going to get it. Yeah, thank you for the heart, Geeta. Oh, I've been neglecting my Zoom chat. I need to get up in here. Yay. Oh, so much love. Thank you. Let's do it. Secret number 1. Blah, blah, blah. Your brain loves sugar, salt, and fat. So unlike what you might be getting told all the time about you're not having the willpower, you not having self-control, your brain literally craves this stuff 24/7. What's the first thing you have when you enter the world? Like, what is the first thing a baby born has to eat? Well, first, in the vaginal passage, it has mum's microbiome from birth that sets it up with a bit of immunity. We'll talk a little bit about that on Thursday. But yeah, milk and colostrum. It's sugary, it's salty, and it's fatty. It's all the things that we as a human brain go looking for. So You think it's all down to you and all these labels that you put onto yourself. Welcome, Priya. And you think it's because you've got a sweet tooth, or that you're lazy, or that somehow you're just not as committed, dedicated, determined as your partner or as your friend, when in fact, it's a lot more complicated than that. Nowadays, we have got food that is designed in labs that makes what we call it hyper palatable. You finish the sentence for me. Once you pop, you can't. Milky Bar Kid is strong and tough. They have the marketing lyrics and they create things in labs. They create things, hook you up. They set you up so that they can see how your receptors just go boom, 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 and release hormones of happy, yum, I need. And so people do often describe as feeling like they're addicted to something. And this is also linked to your gut bacteria, which we will go into detail on Thursday. So lesson number 1 today. The first thing that you heard from birth was milk. We love sweet and savory snacks, and they often have a different crunch or bite or texture. And now we are very sensory beings. We like to see it, like digestion starts when you view something. So we like to see the way it looks, brightly colored donut, the texture of when we bite into it, and then all of that creamy goodness is happening. This brain of ours we're walking around with, and Gurpreet's in the house, if somebody hasn't, if you're not familiar, get to know Gurpreet. We'll talk about the brain. We can be traced back the design and style and the kind of what remains of it to like so long ago, 200,000 years old model. Did it know we were going to live in 4 walls with marketing agencies bombarding us with pictures, labs creating delicious food? So now that very old design of brain, which loves sugar, salt, and fat, is kind of like, oh, yeah, give me immediate gratification. If you can cook a fresh meal, or pop a microwave meal in, or order a Just Eat, or open up a chocolate bar, what are you going to do? Big up to the person that says they're going to cook a fresh meal. Most often than not, you're going to go for the quickest option. You want a shortcut, and you're constantly being promoted those for weight loss too. I'm so sorry. You see the power, Nisha? Like once we implant those images and they're around us all the time, and Gurpreet talks about this in the movies you watch, in the news, on papers, in newspapers, in adverts, everywhere we turn, we are being marketed to. And your brain loves immediate gratification. So when you're at the checkout, even on an online shopping basket, did you want this? Do you want that? You're constantly being pulled in. The other thing about our brain is that we've been the prey and we've been preyed. So sometimes we're eating like this. Oh, look, I've got a bit of rocky here. I can do it. Scrub it. You look around a bit like, don't grab my food. I've got wives competing with their husband, competing with their kids. We as a human, we're either looking out for protecting what we found to eat, or we are trying to go and get food before we live with pantries and overflowing kitchens. So remember that we are all bio-individual, and that how you respond to something and how I respond to something is different, but most generically, we still have that desire to like those 3 sugar, salty, fatty combinations. So you're born and created in a way that wasn't ready for the food industry. We're still carrying around that old style of brain. And they prey on you, and they know that you're going to enjoy the flavor, packaging. Sweets are shiny reds, greens, yellows, just like fruits. Fruits are polished to make us feel that kind of enticement towards them. And recognize that it's not because you are flawed or somehow defective. You're being played constantly. And that's why it's really important to start off with this foundational knowledge. I want you to see it to then start realizing that you can take back the power. If I gave you what to eat, you could obviously go away and do that, but then ignore all the psychological pull. So awareness of your desire for immediate gratification can help you step back in moments of temptation. That includes the last tequila shot at the bar, or maybe somebody kissing somebody they shouldn't, right? That moment of gratification, placing that last bet. There's a link with the dopamine, and I might touch on it later in the week. I probably am likely to, because it's so important. It's our need to do, get, acquire, especially as women of color. We've literally been groomed for it. So make sure you write this down. Oh, Jack, she's not here today. I was going to sugar. Manfrey, FYI, you're in the slides. Sunny, FYI, you're in the slides. So success story, Jagdish, one of my clients, graduated in December. She had such a harsh and self-judgmental critique of her body and the image. And the thing is, she would on the whole part be eating really well. But when we did the work together to tap into her intuitive eating, she basically was like, you've actually helped me to love myself more than food, because we are taught. How many of us here say, I'm just a foodie, I just love to eat? And she says, Rav's truly helped me love myself more than the food. And that means she has the choice and power and control. And she's a grad in my grad group, sorry. So she's still going with her success. And like, don't feel shy to reach out to some of the grads that are here, any current clients that are here. If you're happy to make yourselves known, please do. Secret number 2, the all or nothing does not work, and nor does perfection. God. Do this plan. Joe Wicks. Joe Wicks? What's his name? I forgot. It is, right? Right, body coach. Is it Joe Wicks? Right. We get the plan, I download it, and I'm just like, I'm just going to do this every day. I'm going to follow it. And I try to follow it to perfection. Any plan I used to do, tried to follow it to perfection. If the kids got in the way of my legs while I was working out, I'd be sad. If somebody, got in the way of my meal prep or ate my food or didn't have, oh my God, I was just like angry person. Now, again, South Asian women of color, a lot of, go do this the best. Be better than your cousin, be better than your friend. Don't talk to anybody. So much drama that we carry. But all or nothing doesn't work, because yes, take a jump at it. Like, why would it be an issue for us to try and do all or nothing? Son was like, me. Oh, my whole day revolves around food. Oh, Rena, I hope it's good stuff. Yeah, it is, Joe Wicks. I'm so behind. Like, the comments come through. Yeah, why is it that all or nothing could be damaging for us? When we break or we don't do the thing, like when we went to mum's and had samosa and pakore, we then go right to the other extreme, like, I've done it now, I've ruined my day, I might as well just like carry on binge eating. Yeah, who's been there? It's safe, y'all can confess, it's all good. So you're told to stop eating the samosa. You tell yourself, if only I could stop eating samosa. I've got to go all or nothing. I've got to just cut all of this food out. And now all you're thinking about is samosa and the donuts. True or false? Yeah, who is now thinking just samosa, donuts, samosa, donuts, samosa, donuts? So when you go all or nothing and the plan sets you up to try and go that way, then it's literally setting you up for fail, because the moment that you don't, you kind of just think about that crash. And also a lot of you here were like, yeah, when the kids go to bed, I just think about eating that snack. I just want to have those snacks on the sofa. Ask yourself why that is. Is it because somehow you've been giving it some kind of label or association? And this is crucial. Disciplined people are better at structuring their lives in a way that doesn't require heroic willpower or self-control. If I come home every day and there's a cookie jar on my kitchen table, what am I gonna do? Oh, thanks, Jazz. I love it. There's Jazz Panissa, also personalized by Mrs. P, super awesome, made my first ever nutrition bottles. Yeah, she just shared that we walk around, don't we, thinking about food all the time. And the disciplined people may structure their home in a way that takes that stuff out of like immediate access or grasp, because my environment for work has to support me. So I've got my setup here today. I've had to move out of my office. I'm on top of my router. I didn't want for my Wi-Fi to fail me. So I've taken the action to ensure that my environment supports a successful live outcome. If I'm on a coaching program with Priya, who happens to like samosa chaat, then I am going to book that out in my diary, and I'm going to be disciplined about showing up every week to the class. And it's the same way with your food, but somehow we treat it really differently. So tomorrow, if you want to go for that walk, put your workout gear ready in front of you and just put it on as soon as you wake up, and you're going to be more inclined to head out and go for that walk. So Obama said, Barack Obama, that every day he gets up, wears the same suit, shirt, tie, same combo. So he's actually saved himself the drama of having to figure out what to wear every day. Do you see how easily he's cut back that extra thought that he doesn't need. And what we do is we ignore food, put it off, tell ourselves not to eat it, and then all we do is desire it. But where we haven't prepared it because we're trying to avoid meals is then we crash and grab whatever's near us because we want immediate gratification. You see how it's all linking in. So hands up, who's got plate jutting gene? Plate jutting gene is a term coined by Rav, and it's for all y'all out there that just think, that chart was so tasty. I could just want more and more. And we just like get the finger and just like. So the plate jutting gene sometimes is a delay between your gut telling your brain that you're full and you just have a heightened sense of satisfaction from eating. Y'all, it's a gift and a curse. Yeah, it's literally a gift and a curse. I love it. Plate jutting gene just goes down a treat. So why do you need to know this? Is because the more you say don't do it, the more you idolize this food, and now the more you're thinking about it. When we remove the good and bad labels, you can put things on an even playing field. Thanks, Laj and Jazz and Sonal, Manfrey. You've got to take the labels away. And I talk about give yourself permission to eat, right? And it isn't easy. You've got to keep practicing and keep doing it, but you can shape your environment to keep the plate jutting food away. Because if you know that the samosa and chaat are going to get you every time, make sure that you're like, when you do have it, you're either mindfully having it or you're going to be friends and family, not just having it every day. And then remember the mixed messages you're constantly getting. You know, is the avocado good? Is it bad? Is it loads of calories? Is, you know, am I meant to eat it? It can drive any sane person insane. Should I be eating it? Should I not be eating it? But I'm saying you've got to give yourself permission to eat it. If I gave you the thumbs up to just eat Krispy Kremes every day, and don't say that you will, because y'all gonna play me. I promise you, after day 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you'll probably be like, no, I'm done. Like, I'm so sick and tired. Right, no word of a lie. I've got grads in here that are literally like, yeah, it's almost like coming back from the buffet holiday, although that right now is a dream. Bad example. Hold the crystal, Rav. Go back to the program. It's like basically when I was ordering takeaway after takeaway, I couldn't wait to just get back to having a wholesome salad with my pap. And you think like, no, why would I want to eat that? But like colorful foods genuinely bring out the best in us, and we're going to learn that this week. So carbs are not the enemy. It's all about managing our blood sugar. And I'm going to talk about that tomorrow when we talk about what to eat. You're going to get a little lowdown about simple and complex carbs. So the takeaway number 2, I gotta get a move on. I got less than that. Give yourself permission to eat the foods you've been telling yourself not to. And now you're all like, she's crazy, she's tripping. Like, I ain't even going to talk to her. I'm logging out now. I just might as well check out. On a serious note, make a list of these foods that you're avoiding. I want you to just sit there, name them and shame them. And then ask yourself, am I actually avoiding them? Do I genuinely, washing up? Am I genuinely avoiding them, or actually by doing that, am I then binging on them? Is that one night on the sofa on Friday making up for the 15 other days that I didn't have it? Remove the label bad and enjoy the food. And we will talk about density and the way foods are created unequally during this week. So you'll understand why removing that label is so important. So if I eat 15 avocados a day, the current cohort, I'm like, here she goes again. 15 avocados versus 1 donut a couple of days a week. What's better or worse, guys? Teacher's pet. There's a lull, but I'm hoping it will come up. Like, what's better or worse, right? Think about it. And I can promise you that actually having 15 avocados could do just as much damage to my health, and probably more damage, than the 1 donut every now and then. So you've got to really think about proportionality. It's not just about good or bad. Avocados could be called good, and then I could treat them badly by over consuming them. And more importantly, trust yourself. And this is the kind of thing that you would do with someone like Priya, where you learn to like listen to your intuition, listen to your voice. And then I teach you to do that physically in your physical body. If you go around just constantly bashing yourself, psychologically abusing yourself, your body will not respond. We only have our one body, and you can't achieve through abuse. And it's just a proven thing, right? Yeah, connect. Manpreet. So who here called Manpreet used to love her vegan onion rings? What? Whoop, whoop. So Manpreet gave herself permission, and actually someone else as well, Gajinda, she did with the nachos, and then actually gave them up. So I think Manpreet went from having a large pack in a night to then across the week just having the one bag. And like people look at me like I'm crazy. I can open and close a pack of crisps. Um, in my good days. So yeah, she gave herself the permission and took away the power that item had over her. Right, 20 minutes, guys. Can I do it? Secret number 3, online influencers aren't necessarily qualified and they tell fibs. You're damn straight they do. They are now banned from the house because they make me feel so gross. Thank you, Manpreet. So Manpreet's taking a proactive choice to be like, why do I even need them in here? Like, if I'm not enjoying them, I'm checking in with myself. I've given myself permission. These ain't worth my time. So Manpreet has shaped her environment to support her health outcomes. And so an online influencer, for example, might say to you, just don't eat it, cut that all out. Hey, look at my smoothie bowl. Look at this Buddha bowl. This is how I eat 24/7. Liar. So basically, there was a really big study done by Renee McGregor. She's an amazing nutritionist and nutrition therapist. She's on Instagram. I'll share their handles in Facebook this week. And there was a number of influencers that came out, confessed that they would eat for their Instagram the smoothies, and then over at lunchtime go grab a KFC. So a lot of people, oh my God, spicy, what's this? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. A lot of people on Instagram will be telling you a lot of tut, and they might be showing you ways to eat and live that are unsustainable, and they'll tell you that you can achieve masses of weight loss because they just want you in. They want you to get into their program. What's the one thing that often happens when we start our programs? Do they succeed or do they fail? Yeah, it's a really big money market. Influencers are paid by a huge industry, food industry and marketing industry, to promote things that are unethical, like slimming teas, and a whole lot of other tuts. And they're not necessarily qualified either. So it might just be because someone was on Geordie Shore and really popular that she can now sway young influential women who want to look like her. It's a very dangerous space. And I think you might have seen this week about, plastic surgery requests on the rise. So you want the quickest result, you want immediate gratification, you believe the influencer, whilst you're scrolling after going to mum's eating 3 samosa, you've got lowered self-confidence, lower self-esteem, sometimes like a non-clinical depression, and you click on them and they give you this hope and you see the transformation pictures. Oh, thank you. I love you, Rina. I missed all my grads too. Oh, sugar plums. I've gone from the Facebook group to Rina's profile. I was trigger happy there. So the pretty social media promises, quick results. You're sucked in. You're just like, let's do this. I want you to think now, is it more important to go follow that regimented plan, or the curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change? Is it not better to go and do the inner work on our mindsets to see why we are treating ourselves in that way? And if you're like, in what way? Focusing on the problem, right? Almost like a desperation to change. Like, I can't stand myself. I despise myself. Priya, preach. What happens when we focus on the problem and we repeat the things we don't want? Gurpreet knows this too. Like, we talk about it. Constantly focusing on my marriage problems, talking about them to everybody over and over again. All I did was repeat the rhetoric, repeat the outcomes, repeat the behaviors, and I was stuck. So the more you look at yourself in the mirror like, I'm fat, I'm not good enough, the more we are talking down to ourselves, the more we're creating that kind of environment we then now want the pick-me-up from. Now I want the crisps even more because I feel so crap. And I'm going to show you the cozy sweatpants. Who knows about the cozy sweatpants? Yeah, so the person online is making you feel shit. You're now talking about yourself in a really derogatory and nasty way. You're now seeing yourself as an issue. You're focusing more on that and you're attracting more of that. When I had the sneaky increase in my abdominal area, I put it onto Instagram, no fear, no shame, because I have implicit trust in my body. At the time of buying takeaways sequentially for 2 weeks, why did I gain the weight? Not because, I wasn't, I didn't have faith in my body. It's because in my mind, I knew like you're doing a disservice to your body by having this food time and time again. But I also knew this is a period of time that I'm going to use this comfort eating to get through a difficult patch. When I'm done, I'm done. Once I'm back on it, I listen and I use all the tools that I teach. And you saw my 3-week progress picture. And I put it on social media because I know I implicitly trust my ability to change. I trust my body. Your body's a gangster, like they are kick ass, and you're treating them in a way like, because the influencer has the 6-packs, which she might have posed for 150 different pictures to get the right coloring, and you're allowing that person to influence how you feel about you and then being stuck in your own problem. So in that vulnerability, they will come for you. You are the perfect market for them. And what are they posting? The way that they eat, the way that they drink. We get a snippet, a tiny snippet. Real results take time. They take commitment. They take dedication. They take showing up. It doesn't have to be difficult. The most difficult part is you changing some of the mindset work that's going on, which is why I start with this. What didn't you know about this? What didn't you know about your human psychology? Explore it, write it into the workbook today. Don't break your metabolism by going on, off diets. It's really not good for us. And I do preach about this. You've got to think about menopause, ladies. We all have to think about later on in life. So takeaway number 3 is, what are you hungry for? Because often it's not the food. It's a desire for some other form of fulfillment. The desire for immediate change can lead us to longer term damage because we are crashing and we are believing falsified evidence. Oh, that's quite actually more apparent, that gun, than what I thought. Yeah, what evidence are they giving you that their program works, that it's sustainable, that it's healthy? Where are the studies? Are they peer-reviewed journals? Have these tests been done, or have these experiments been shown on people of color, women with menstrual cycles? Like, how is that evidence relevant to you or me? Because if it's a white male, ladies, don't want to traumatize you, but we ain't white men. Like, our body is not going to respond in the same way that Joe Wicks's plan is going to be working for other people. Just saying. So don't trust everything you read. Go back to the basics, which I'm going to get you to do week 1's homework, and block accounts that make you feel crap. Block, mute, block, mute. Okay, so let's crack on. 13 minutes. Oh, Sunny! So it's really important because, again, when you are a new mum and you are bombarded with online profiles who look like they've got it all together and they eat the most incredible food and there doesn't seem to be balance and they don't have Rav's Gogurt, like, this is Sunny. So that I lost myself through motherhood and I didn't like what I was seeing every day. But then when you're feeling trapped, I want you to know that being stuck is actually a good thing. It means you're ready to make change. And I want you to go on this 5-day free course and then think about where you want to initiate like change with somebody that's going to hold you to account and support you through that. So I learned for my boys and for their future to break the cycle of food trauma. These things, like what we're going to do for our homework, are not just exclusive to 1 or 2 people. This is basic stuff that we all need to be reminded to apply, not just going on a crash course. It's about how you feel and the influence you're having on your children. So what we've covered today, I'm going to wrap it up, ladies. Human psychology is used against us by food and diet industry. And don't forget, in America, it's the food and drug industry. Like, hello, what the hell is that about? Big money, pay influence. They love when you go in and out of diets because it means that they've got repeat custom. If diets worked, there would be a one size fits all for everyone, except we are bio individual. We all have unique ways in which we can learn to intuitively eat. Food labels make us want food more. When your mum told you not to do that thing, what did you do? You did that thing. And that's just the way we are built. By planting things into like don't, it makes us attractive. And Gurpreet talked about that recently in a masterclass for me. And secret 3, online influencers lie. And sometimes doctors are not qualified in nutrition. And likewise, I am not a general practitioner and not qualified to give you general practitioner advice. So please be really mindful where you're getting your info. Homework for today. Get your workbooks out, print them off. You're going to be like, what? Be quiet, Rob. Hydration is key. Yeah, we're 70% water. I needed to get on it. Now back to basics. Water, yeah, thirst is often misunderstood for hunger. And then you reach out for something savory, sweet, or fatty, which then makes you thirsty, which makes you think I'm still hungry, and it ends up in an end cycle, like a loop. Like if I've had one too many gins, I'm literally like snacks, water, back, sweet, savory, sweet. It just goes on. So the key here is I want you to sip the water. So you need to start this tonight through to tomorrow. Sip, 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 sip. If you gulp it, pointless. It will just go right through your body and come out your bladder. Sipping creates a feeling of fullness, satisfaction, and improves hydration. Try not to do it during meals, which is really difficult. 20 minutes before, 20 minutes after, purely because around our enzymes, you can dilute them. We'll talk about that on day 4. And I want you to make a note of how satiated you feel and how full you feel. So there's a delay in thingies. And